Hello, Mboha. It's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing? I'm doing quite fine, and thank you so very much for being here. You see, I truly appreciate you. And you see, Mboha, oftentimes I love to thank my guests for two things, and I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, I want to say thank you so very much, Mboha, for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you did invested in yourself. And oftentimes, my man, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, some couple of months back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, Moha, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I used the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, just recently, Moha, I was on that same road, and this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree, you see. The mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance, and immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did, and it wowed me. Because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches, and not just mangoes now, but I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a beautiful experience that day. I was so excited. There is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Mboha that you are today, that alone has made it impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request from me to be on the show because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing. Your philosophies, your insight, the impact your work is making, and how you're offering your solutions. These stuffs are beautiful. And just before I sent you that request, my man, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from this beautiful thing some boy is doing. And not only me now, because I don't want to be selfish, and even with the audience. And here we are today with the amazing Mboa. So thank you so very much for doing that yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thanks so much, my man.
Oh, that's beautiful, Elisha. That's truly
Thank
beautiful.
you.
And you know what? I truly appreciate the opportunity to join you on the show today. By the way, on a side note, I would love to ask you, how does that feel how does that really feel for the Witnesses podcast ranking, I don't know, in the top 2.5% of the podcast worldwide? How does that feel?
Tell you, the feeling is this kind of really beautiful and interesting because it's just more like a proof of people benefiting from the beautiful stuff we're doing. And that became a reality because of the wonderful guests that we are having. Wonderful guests like you, folks coming on the show to share their experiences, their insight, and the beautiful stuff they're doing. So these things are really helping people. And I believe that's why we could, get into that position. And to God be all the
I
glory.
love that.
Thank you so much, my man.
I love that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations and thank you
Hey,
for hosting
yeah,
me.
my man.
All right.
Thank you. So, I'm quite excited to have you on the show today, my man, for two reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information. And you see, my man, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to
I
me.
love
Thanks, my
that.
man. And even to the audience.
Yeah.
And the second reason why I'm excited to
Uh,
have the incredible Umboha on the show is for the sake of the audience. You see, my man, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got a lot of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, high opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced, Mboa, that our conversation is going to be. impactful, and insightful. So, for that reason, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or your professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Mboha got here. Then, afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, my man, over
All
to
right.
you.
If to understand, honestly, to understand my journey, we have to go back. I don't know. We have to go back 15 years ago when I left my country. You know, and I just left. I was like, there's no reason. Like I see a lot of people today, they are going because the country is bad or because the politics are doing. I just wanted to go, I just wanted to see what is out there. Like you spoke about knowledge, so I was keen to know. I already know what where I live, where I was born looked like. So I wanted to see what the other part of the world looked like, and I left, and wow. And when I arrived in Europe, I just find that, there is a huge difference between us, and I'm talking about 100% African, you know, compared to the rest of the world, Americans, Europeans, Asian, there's a huge gap. Education wise, application of knowledge, there was a huge gap. So I was like, I want to know, just like you. I want to know what they know. Okay. I already know what we know. I already do what we do. But I think that if I start doing what they do and know what they know, that's a leverage, right? So the very first part of my journey was interesting because I spent it in Europe, and I made like a 4 years, but that was mostly a spiritual transformation, which I'm glad today. I'm really glad that my journey started with a deep spiritual journey compared to a deep, I don't know, financial journey, So the base was the foundation was spiritual. And after those 4 years of only spiritual transformation, then I got to Asia, to the Middle East, where I had to spend some years. I spent like 10 years in the Middle East in Dubai. And that was shocking. Why? Because now we are into a 100% materialistic society, okay, where we talk about nothing else but money and business. And what I've realized 4 years ago, saying that, well, you know what, young African guys, we're so back, we're so back. That was just like a confirmation of that realization. It's like, bro, you have to speed up. Like there are so many things that you don't know when it comes to finances. There are so many things that you don't know when it comes to productivity. You have to know. And I was blessed that one of my first job that I took in Dubai was working. I was working for an Italian guy, and the guy was having. I mean, we were same age, but the guy was already a billionaire. All right, so I was working under him. It was his business, and I was just eager to know. I was like, how this guy had, he's my age, like we are mates, same age. But the guy's billionaire, and I'm not even counting like $100,000 in my bank account. What happened? You know, and I wanted to go beyond the reality of, or maybe his dad gave him something. Maybe the family was already rich. I wanted to go beyond that. So the only opportunity I has, the only tangible thing that I could have done in that time was just to learn. And based on what I was already wired, and that's why I always like to talk about people using their wiring, their natural wiring, to turn it into a growth engine. So the way that I was already wired, it was about helping people, talking, having conversation, motivating people. So that drifted me to coaching, right? So I did like 3 years of trainings and certification to become a leadership coach. Then I opened my first agency, Rich Management, in Dubai, that I run for almost 4 years, or not 5 years. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I had a family. We wanted to shift. We want to see the world. What about let's go to Canada? So we came to Canada, I think 2 years ago, and we now in Canada. And maybe next step is gonna be China. So my story is I mean, you say you will have questions, so the best way for you to understand that will be probably throughout your question. But
Beautiful.
in the essence of the conversation is just it was a massive transformation from a place where I didn't want to stay. I didn't want to remain in that place, and I wanted more. And I want to know, and the only way for me to know more was just to learn and to to look around and trying to catch up with the rest of the world.
Beautiful. You see, your perspective is really profound. You said the only way for you to know more is to learn. And I tell you, if many folks think this way, there will be a drastic increase in the amount of growth and transformation that and people experience. So that's a profound one. So you also mentioned growth engine. All right. So how can someone turn their writing into a growth engine?
Know thyself. All right, that is a powerful statement right there. Know thyself. So I'm one of those guys believing that every single thing that you need to become who you were called to be has already been put in you. There is nothing external that's gonna make you amazing. Nothing. Like you can spend 100 years on earth. There is nothing external of who you are right now from the beginning when you were like one in the womb of your mom that's gonna make you phenomenal. Every single thing that was supposed to make you phenomenal was implanted in you. Just like you took the example with the mango tree. Mango tree, they don't go and look for something else,
So
right?
true.
They take the water in, they take the water in. Maybe they will add some stuff to make them different, to modify them genetically, but the essence of the mango tree is already in the mango tree, right?
Exactly.
So
Even the birds too.
so for me, the first thing,
Even the fish in the I said
sorry,
even the birds too. Even the fish in the sea. The ability to swim is right inside them. The ability to fly is
is
attached to
right
them.
inside
Got
out.
it.
That's it. So for me, the number one point for someone to turn their wiring into a growth engine is to know their wiring first. So you have to, if you want to know your wiring, you have to know how you were built. What are your natural abilities? What are your natural capabilities? What do you like? What are you attracted? And then we come to this part where we talk about gift and talent. We say, what is the one thing that you do that other people struggle to do? You have to find it, you have to figure it out. Like there are things that you can do, Elisha, in your sleep, that some of your friends, they have to call their dad, their grandpa, they have to call their entire family to do the same thing. And then some people are wondering, like, man, I'm killing myself to do this thing, but this guy is doing it like it's a joke, like he's just playing around and he's producing 10 times the result. Some people grow up, they grow old without knowing, without discovering that one thing. So, yeah, number one, know yourself.
Beautiful. Know yourself. I got that. And that's a profound one. Okay, so what about this one? What are the four stability triggers?
The full stability trigger, yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, yeah. I said, what are the four stability triggers? Can you talk to us about that?
Okay, sure. So we just spoke about knowing yourself. Then the second stop is gonna be understand yourself, because it is not just it's not enough for you to know yourself. I had hundreds of conversation with people who can tell you what they know about themselves. Like, I don't like black coffee. I don't like the sound of the birds. It's not just about knowing, it's about understanding. And why do you need to understand yourself? You need to understand yourself so you can put yourself in a context that allows you to get the most out of you. That's why we want to understand. We cannot just know. I know so many things about myself, but until I understand how I function as a human being, as an individual, it is impossible for me to put myself in a situation where I'm going to function to the best of my abilities and capabilities, right? So when you start understanding yourself and science comes in and simplifies things for us, let's say we literally have four pillars that that helps us to understand better ourselves. The first one is how you choose to solve problems as an individual, how you create relationship and connection around, how you pace work, and how you respond to rules, regulations, and standards set by other people. Those four pillars, they allow you to understand exactly who you are and how, mostly, how you prefer to do things.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I got that. Okay, let's talk about leaders. All right. So, how can leaders scale results without burnout?
Okay, so it's a little bit repetitive, but this time I think I'm gonna give you an example so people won't feel like, well, is this saying the same thing? Like, what's going on? Understand yourself. Know yourself, number one. Number two, understand yourself. What happens, Elisha, when you understand yourself? What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you know exactly how you prefer to go after a task? What happens usually?
Hmm. What happens should be me demonstrating myself to my utmost potential and doing my thing uniquely and, bringing the best out of what I am doing without confusion.
I love that. I love the last one. Without confusion. I love that, right? That's powerful. Without confusion. What does that mean? It means that at some point you simplify your options. All right. You simplify your options. I remember in Dubai for almost 3 years, I was dressing, and I'm still doing the same. I'm dressing shirt, t-shirt, and jeans all the time. It's not because I have more things in my wardrobe, but I am simplifying my choice. I don't want to wake up in the morning and spend 25 minutes thinking, what am I going to wear? I don't want this red band. I don't want this. What am I going to? I don't want that. Like, my routine when it comes to my dress code is has been simplified for now almost 8 years. It's like I open the wardrobe and you will see t-shirt, t-shirt, t-shirt. Most of them are white or black. White or black. I open the thing is like I don't have that many choices to go through, you know? And this is the same thing with leaders. When you say, how can we protect leaders from burning out is mean understand yourself, understand how you prefer to do things. Okay, that's level one. Understand how you prefer to go after things. Number two, understand how every single person around you prefer to go after things. Now I'm gonna shock you with this one. The ultimate level of this is to get to a stage where you start treating people the way they want to be treated. That is mastery level. And I'm going to tell you why. When we enter in a conversation, if we are dealing together, if we are having a business to do, you have your own interest. I have my own interest. But there's a common interest that is putting us in that situation. And sometimes people are not eager to understand the small common interest that we have together to be in the situation, right? So people are just pulling out from their own interests. It's like, I want to be on this show, and you know what? I just want to talk about myself because I'm the most interested person. And then you on your side, you're like, well, you know what? I'm talking about this show because this is my show, and I want to promote my show. But in the middle, there is the audience. That is our common interest. So for me to be actually phenomenal is not to talk about myself, but is to go around and join you in the way that you want to be seen by the audience and to speak to that audience in that way. So if we bring it back to how do we protect leaders from burning out, is like, you know what? Know yourself. Understand how you prefer to go after things, and then understand how the people around you prefer to go after things. Why? Because each time you get into contact with someone, instead of having this struggle, this power struggle, I'm the boss, I'm the leader, you're the follower. No, go the way that they want to go and get from them what you want to get faster, quicker, just because you guys are sync.
Hmm.
Easy. You do that every single day, you're gonna go home with a lot of energy that you can spend with your family and your kid if you have some kid. I don't know.
I tell you, you're just so good at what you do. How did you discover these things? These are amazing stuffs. Well, thank you so very much, my man. So to bring this to an end, Umbao, what would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those folks who like to reach out to you, learn more about the beautiful stuff you're doing, or even ask you questions or upon your services or programs, how can that be possible?
Ah, thank you again for the opportunity. I have a website, AW Envisions with an S at the end. It's like MP Mbo'a Pascal and Envisionary. Um, I honestly, my material is I do have two programs that I'm running now for almost 8 years, and I'm gonna tell you why. I have some coaches colleagues who are like, "But why are you running for 8 years the two same program? You update them all every year." I'm like, honestly, I don't believe that people need a bunch of stuff to grow personally. Like when it comes to personal development, spiritual development, all those things, I don't think. I think that you need two things. And those are what my program offered. The first one is having what I call a clear mental picture of your preferred future. Okay. That is me talking about vision. That is my, and the program is the visionary mastery. I help leaders. I have worked with individuals to help them to clarify their vision, the bigger picture, where they want to go in 10 years and 20 years and 30 years, 50 years. And then we just walk back from, okay, if you think that you want to be here in 10 years, where do you think that you should be today? Right. And then we adjust whatever we have to adjust so they can get where they want to go. I work with companies where the leaders having so a team, and then the team, because that's what usually happens to leaders. It's like they have the vision, but they don't know how to translate the vision to the people. So you have people coming working under you just for the salary. Okay. And we know that when people are working just for the salary, they don't do that much. Like they don't give that much energy out. They just work. They're like, you know what? I'm paid for this. This is what I'm going to do. But when you're able as a leader to translate, to go beyond the salary thing and involve people in the vision, the way that they can see where you guys are going and what they are going to benefit from it, man, it becomes, they play a different game. Right. So for with company helping company to come and speak on behalf of the leader, just for people to see where the company is going, how they're going to benefit, and how they can play bigger than just their salary. That's the first program. The second program is knowing about yourself, right? Is knowing about yourself. That's where we discover your superpower. We discover your natural and adaptive wiring. I give an assessment, it's science backed. So I give an assessment and then we understand how you prefer to solve problem, how you create a relationship, how you pace work, how you respond to standards and regulation, because those things are the one keeping you, holding you back. I mean, if you're launching, I've helped so many people who are transiting from having a 9 to 5 to having a business. And then when they reach to having a business, they still want to function the way that they used to function when they were having a 9 to 5. It's not going to work like that, because in a 9 to 5, you have some guidance, you have some rules that you have to follow. When you become an entrepreneur, you have no rules. Like you're the boss of your boss. That's you're your own boss. So you can wake up at the time that you want to wake up. And if you're not disciplined, if you're not disciplined, you're not gonna crash. You're gonna crash not only you, but you're gonna crash your business. So what we do is that we understand how people are naturally and adaptive wired, and then we help them to match whatever is the wiring of the business or the venture that they are following. So those are the two programs. Those are the two programs that I run, and they are all present. I mean, I use my same name, except recently because I'm writing a third book, which I really call like the first book, because the two first books, they were just like me trying to put myself out. That was like 8 years ago. But this one I'm really spending time on that, and it is called Leverage Living, where I'm talking about people. I'm talking about the difference between rich people and broke people, how the rich use the leverage to go from 1 to 100, and then how broke people, they're still down, playing with a small. small cash. So yeah, that is except that leverage living that you can find as well, probably on LinkedIn and I think on Instagram as well. But the rest is always my name is Mbo'a Pascal. On YouTube is Mbo'a Pascal. My website www.mpnvision.com.
Beautiful.
So maybe the thing that I can tell people is have a vision, have a clear mental picture of your future. It has to be solid. Write it somewhere. And do not be afraid of writing that vision. I don't care how big it is, write it down. And don't be discouraged by people who are telling you, well, man, you're dreaming, you're big, your dream too big. It's like, what are you doing? No, write it down. Write it, get out of your emotion and write every single thing down. If you think that you're gonna beat Elon Musk at the race of finance, write it down. Don't be afraid. That's the first thing. And the reason why I say that is because if we're having a conversation right now, you left your house thousand times. I'm pretty sure you never pay attention to a red Maserati car. But if we have that conversation right now, that man, I bought a red Maserati car, I guarantee you, for the next 1 week, 7 days that are coming, you will see a red Maserati car everywhere you go. So that's why it's powerful to write things to bring them to your consciousness. And once they are in your consciousness, they can also transit into your unconscious, and which makes it even more powerful. And then the second thing is know about yourself. Stop playing. Listen, people who are winning, they are not gambling. Okay, people who are winning at this game we play live, they are not gambling. They know exactly what to do. Like when you see a CEO having counselors and all these people surrounding them, it's not because they want to spend their money. It's because they want to go faster and quicker. So you have the option to play the game that the world is playing to say at the end, I'm a self-millionaire. By the way, I don't believe that there's anyone with self-millionaire because everyone has been helped somehow. Even if they don't tell us, everyone has been helped somehow. So know yourself. Know yourself. But when I say know yourself, not at the first level, like I know myself that I don't like to eat. No, no. Know yourself. Know what gives you the energy to work. Know what takes that energy out of your body. Know exactly how you respect rules and regulation. Because the reason why you want to know there are some people who cannot go to the next level of the business just because they don't like rules and regulation, but because they don't know that they are not hiring someone who's going to take care of that. So what they do for 1 year, 3 years, they just go around. They just go around the thing. They avoid it because naturally they are not wired to do those things. And I understand that. That's not a problem. It becomes a problem when you don't know and you don't understand that you were not created. You're not naturally wired to do those things and you're not hiring someone to do that because there are some the fact that you don't know how to do it or the fact that you're not naturally wired to do that doesn't mean that someone else doesn't know because there's someone who was naturally wired to do what you're not naturally wired to do. So hire the person, let him do the quick fast than you, and that's it. So you do that, you repeat, you rinse, like we say, you do it again, you repeat, you rinse, and that's it. You're moving. 7 years become 10 years, 10 years become, I mean, I'm so proud of myself when I look back 14 years ago, the African guy who left this country and the guy today was talking to you with so many rooms where I've been, facing the people that I've been. I mean, that was application of knowledge. That was pure transformation. And if there's no ceiling to that, there is no cap. The more you know, the more you apply, the better seat you're going to have at the table. Simple.
Beautiful. Because transformation only occurs when you apply the knowledge that you know. I got that.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
so very much for being on the show, Mbao. Thank you for sharing this wonderful stuff with us. And I truly appreciate you. Thank you so very much for coming.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
That was a beautiful one, my